Hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of Project Arsenal. If you watched the first episode, you will remember there was quite a lot that happened. Some of the major talking points: we had the 2-1 win against Brentford after going behind early on. We managed to pull back a 2-1 victory. Lacazette and Gabriel Martinelli with the goals. It was a pretty tough first game. Getting used to our formation that I've set out, very attacking formation. We did get caught out as I expected we might do defensively. That CDM role we were talking about with Partey, something there we need to think about. Maybe we need someone who's a little bit quicker. I have been advised by a friend that there's some tweaking I can do with player roles that might mean the fullbacks stay a little bit more defensive while we're attacking, and maybe that's something I can look at, and I probably will. Otherwise, I'm thinking about bringing in a CDM who's got a bit more pace, maybe an understudy to Partey, maybe a complete replacement. Who knows? But a major talking point in episode 1 was, of course, Pierre Aubameyang, his potential move to Ajax. They came in with an offer. I said I wanted to keep hold of Aubameyang this season and see how he went up front, leading the line. However, just feels like fate that in real life he could be on his way out. And in this, he could be following suit. But Ajax wasn't a team I was expecting him to move to. However, he's turned down a move to Barcelona in this in favour of potentially going to Ajax. So we'll see how that moves on. The talks are still ongoing, so I'm yet to see what happens. For now, we decided to drop Lacazette, Aubameyang, out of the team and put Lacazette in. And that's basically turned out to be a winning formula. He got a crucial goal for us and was key in that turnaround for the team. And Aubameyang could be seen last time in an Arsenal shirt, and not at all for us in this Project Arsenal series. So yeah, interesting. We'll see how that moves on. Of course, I am going to be looking at some transfers as well. CDM, as I've mentioned. A striker could well have to come in and replace Aubameyang if he does go out. But what we'll do first is we'll have a look at how the performances stacked up in that first game. I know there was a few players that stood out for me, so let's have a look how they ranked. We've filtered it here by average rating, and straight away you can see Martinelli top of the stats. One game, obviously, 1 goal and an assist, and an average rating of 89. That's really high. And to be fair, every time he got the ball, he was the man that I wanted to run with. He was straight away causing the fullback problems, cutting in or going around them on the outside. He's just got so much to offer. And as I said in the first episode, he's someone I'm really excited about in the real life and in this series. And I think he's going to be a big player for us, if not one of the best this season. I think he's got a lot to offer and he'll just get better. So yeah, very exciting to see him top of the stats. And look at that, Lacazette, who came in to fill for Aubameyang's absence, actually got second place in the ratings. So that's very interesting. Someone that, I didn't really want to lose Aubameyang, but I think it might be the right time for him to move on. Lacazette, to be honest, was someone I could see move on more likely than Aubameyang, but now he might have a crucial part to play in this team to take us forward. So very interesting there. And third, we'll see that Bukayo Saka, he's an exciting prospect like Martinelli out on the wing. Again, can go around the outside, can cut in, could swap wings with Martinelli if we needed to in any kind of game for a different kind of formation, a different way of playing if we wanted to play wings and get a lot of crosses in if we target a big striker, who knows. They just offer so much, those two, so it's good to see that up the top. And we'll move on very quickly now. Benjamin White, wow, he came in 4th place here. That's a big performance for a defender because I was a bit worried defensively. I think Ben White and Gabriel are very good players. However, they've got to get used to playing with each other. They're not the most physical players. Okay, Gabriel a little bit more than Ben White, but they're a bit more, they're not rough and ready. They are ball-playing defenders, so I was a bit worried that they might get overpowered. We haven't seen many crosses come in yet for them to deal with, but they'll be interesting to see how they get on with that. But fair play, Ben White, 4th place there in the ratings after game one. And last of all, we're going to cover right now, Thomas Partey. So he came in 5th place with a 67 average rating. It's not the best, but, he was one of our best performers there. So he's put his hand up and said, hey, I can do a job here. Don't you write me off yet. So that's really interesting, and it's going to go a long way, I'm sure, if you can keep form up. So yeah, that was our ratings after the first match. It'll be interesting to see what we can do in the second match. We've got a much tougher game coming up against Chelsea, as we'll have a quick look at the calendar. So we've got a week's rest now, and then we've got Chelsea at home in the league, followed by Man City away. Wow. So a real tough game against Brentford. Just come up into the Prem. They're hungry. Got through that one. Now these are even bigger tests against Chelsea and Man City. Two of the teams that I'd expect to be pushing for the title. They're going to definitely be in the top 4 mix against us, I hope. So yeah, going to be very interesting, and we'll see what we're going to do against them. So development is something I was talking a little bit about in the first episode, and something I wanted some feedback on. What I've been doing is doing a bit of research myself as well, and see what we can actually do with our players and how best to develop them. So what I'm going to do basically is I'm going to work on the youngsters, of course, first of all. It's a kind of an obvious thing to do, and give them some different roles so they become, natural at certain roles in those positions. For example, at the moment, Saka is set as a wide midfielder. And if we go in and have a look at his development plan, I'll show you what I'm thinking. And it gives you a kind of idea of what you can do in this section of the game if you haven't been there before. So, yeah, basically every player set to balanced to start by default. And that gives them, a boost across the wide range of stats. However, if you really want to work on certain positioning for those players and you don't see them kind of adjusting much, or there's certain stats that you want to really boost, you have to really dig into these. So for me, obviously Saka is going to be playing as an inverted wide midfielder. I see him cutting in more than going around the outside. Of course, he can still go on the outside, but this is somewhere I want to see his strengths improve, especially like shooting. So as you can see here, there's 3 boosts on shooting there with an inverted wide midfielder, because that's what they're going to be doing. They're going to be cutting in and shooting. Also, it gives him some shot power, vision, short pass dribbling, and more sprint speed. So those are all things there. Stamina as well, not forgetting that are going to be crucial for him. So I'm going to be converting him to an inverted wide midfielder. Again, Martinelli, very similar. He will be coming in as an inverted wide midfielder. Looking at some of our other key youngsters here. We'll flick through them here. Obviously, these guys are very young. I'm going to target the ones that are kind of pushing to get into the first team, or already in the first team. So we've got Florian Balogun here now, who's an interesting one. He's 65 rating. I'm not sure on FIFA 22 how good he can get, but 65 at his age isn't too bad. So I'm going to really push him. I'm going to make him a mobile striker, because he's got a lot of movement. He's pretty quick, and it also gives him a bit of a boost on his long shots, which he needs. His finish is not bad, 69, so that will just naturally improve. So we'll put him in as a mobile striker. As we work down now, so we got Smith Rowe. On this, he's naturally set as a left midfielder, like he was playing for Arsenal a while back, but now he's starting to basically move more as into a kind of cam role. So what I'm probably going to do here is, you've got the support midfielder role. What does that give him? It gives him a bit more speed, crossing, long pass, reactions, ball control. Let's have a look. You can also see filter to positions. So what I might do here is change him to be a cam, or out-and-out cam, and move him away from that wide position. I don't think he's pacey enough on this to be playing wide, and look at the stats it boosts there. Gives him extra finishing, attacking positions, long shots, short pass vision, agility, ball control. Those are all the sort of things that I want to see him improving as well. So we'll do a positional change there rather than a profile. Moving on, we got likes of Zambi La Conga. Let's have a quick look at him. Someone who I'm quite excited about in real life and this game. I think he's going to offer a lot in the future. He's a bit inexperienced at the moment, makes some mistakes, but I think he's a very athletic CDM, and like for like replaced for Partey. I think that was how he was seen. So what we'll do here is we'll change him into a ball-winning midfielder, improve his defensive stats a bit, make him a bit stronger, improve the stamina and his reactions, and that's the obvious one for me there. Let's have a quick whiz down the list. Who else have we got here? So, to be honest, anyone who's kind of over 22, I'm not going to touch. So, we've got Tavares here. I'm going to go in and have a quick look at his stats, because I think he's someone who could become good for me on this as well. Could be when Tierney's not playing, he's obviously going to come in and do a good job and maybe offer something a little bit different. He's similar qualities to Tierney. I think Tierney's a bit stronger defensively. Tavares prefers going forward, likes running with the ball a lot, like Tierney, but goes in, goes out, very natural dribble of the ball. So one to watch for sure. And what I'm probably going to do with him is I'm going to set him to... See, this is interesting. I could make him an attacking wide back, but what we were talking about earlier is trying not to have a fullbacks go too much. Inverted wide back. Growers playing form. Interesting. To be honest, I think I'm going to leave him balanced, because I don't want him to be all out defense. I don't want him to be all out attack. I kind of want him balanced, so that kind of fits perfectly. So to be honest, that's probably everyone I'm going to look at right now. Gives you a bit of an insight if you haven't seen that before, something I'm learning at the moment. So give me any tips, any feedback you think I should do something differently, or if there's any players you think need to be given certain roles to improve the development, let me know, and we can push it on in episode 3. A little bit of transfer news for you. Callum Chambers, who we actually put on the transfer list, has just had an offer come in from Hoffenheim. So you can see there his market value is between pretty much 4 and 5.8, 5,800,000. So, between 3 and 6 mil, basically. And the offer that has been brought in is 5.3. So you can't really complain with that. Someone I want to move on. It frees up some wages. He's on 50k, which is not low. 5.3 million is going to go into the transfer kit to maybe bring in, a younger right back. We got Tomiyasu. I said we got Maitland-Niles, but maybe Maitland-Niles is more of a CDM. Who knows? So could be a position we look for if Chambers does move on now as well. So I'm going to accept that transfer. And it looks like Pepe is really sought after at the moment. Someone who's starting on the bench for me. But he is by no means someone I'm looking to move on. I mean, so we had Sociedad come in with 23 mil, high 23 mil offer. And now we've had a low 25 mil offer from Juventus. So they've gone a bit further than Sociedad, showing they really want him. Yes, he's on high wages for me. And yes, he is 26, so he's not the youngest. But Pepe is someone who really excites me. I really want to get the most out of him. I think when he gets the ball and he runs and he's confident and gets his head up as well, he's one of the most dangerous players we have. From now, Saka, when he comes off, Pepe's the first man to come on in his place. Pepe, as I said, also could play in a central role for me in the future. Might be something that works. He can even play on the left or even up front, I could even say. So this isn't someone I'm going to move on, and I'm going to turn this bid down. Well, it's game time, and it's Chelsea in the league. Second game of the season. After a real scrap, let's say, in the first game against Brentford, who are newly promoted, we've got to make an instant step up now against Chelsea. Let's get into the game right now. We are going to roll with the same formation and same team that started the last game. I have put Pierre Aubameyang on the bench for this one. Uncertainty around his future is the reason. However, he is still a player in this squad, and he is still a very good player, so he could have a part to play. You never know in this game. We'll have to see how we manage it. But for now, that's our starting 11, no change. And I hope we can take some of that comeback form from the first game into this Chelsea game, because we're really going to need it. Because with Lukaku up front, he's going to be a massive handful. So I'm really expecting Partey to help out Gabriel and White as almost a free at the back, with Tommy and Tierney on the flanks at the back. So yeah, let's get straight into this game now, and let's hope we can really turn up. And it's kickoff time. So yeah, this is going to be a very interesting game. Sack early on, losing the ball there. Not what we want to be doing. Chelsea already showing a bit of push. Odegaard, he's found a bit of a gap here for Martinelli. Can I whip it in? Oh, it's taken well for Mendy. Oh, and that might have opened up a bit of a gap here for us. Lovely ball from Emile Smith-Rowe. Oh, Saka's found a... Lacazette could be in here. What a start this could be. Wow. I don't think anyone saw that coming. A huge gap opened up after Chelsea pushed us forward there. Smith-Rowe, so much composure bringing it down to Saka, our other exciting youngster cutting in, and wow. Lacazette, that's 2 and 2. I can't believe this. What a start. Kante's really pushing forward in this formation. Now this is what I'm on about the pace. So one of the players they brought in is Porto on the wing, and he's giving Tierney a hard time there. Oh, how's Lukaku free and not offside? Oh, we got to be careful of Tomiyasu. Here they come again. They're very narrow at the moment in this game, Chelsea, and it's playing to our favour. They're really sloppy, and this is a chance now. Come on, Martinelli, show his pace. What's he going to do? Pulls it back in. Oh, has he done too much? Oh, he skipped round them. Oh, what a goal. That is unbelievable. I literally thought he'd run out of room, done too much. Drops the shoulder. Gets past... Who was that? Thiago Silva showing his age there. One Brazilian past another. And what a finish. And that is why he was man of the match in the first game, for brilliance like that. Whew. I'm in shock. Half time, it's 2-0 Arsenal. As we start the second half now then, Chelsea are going to have to bring something completely different to the plate, because whatever they gave that first half, we had answers to. Surprisingly, it was a real poor showing from Chelsea. I was really afraid before this game, but that was quite easy. And now though, straight away they're playing a bit more down the wing here. Pulisic going past Tomiyasu. Not many people do go past him, but he flew past. Oh, Ramsdale does well, and there's a chance to break here again. Smith-Rowe now. Oh, Gabby, that could be bad for them. That looked like it was from behind. Wow, he's got away with nothing there. I'm surprised. That is not the best tackle from behind. Wow. I think he got away with it because he swung the leg round rather than went straight through him, but he's lucky not to get a yellow at least. Now then, there's a bit of a break here for Saka. Oh, intercepted. Partey does well. Odegaard. Oh my god, he's put it round the corner. Lacazette. What can he do? Oh my god. We're 3-0 up here. First game of the season against one of the top 2-3 teams in the league. And we're flying. Brentford game looked a real struggle. And then this has happened. What a finish from Lacazette. Mendy maybe could have done better. But Lacazette's flying, and Odegaard needed him to do something. He was having another poor game, and he put him through lovely. But that's where Lacazette lacks the pace. But his finishing is still so assured. Here comes Lukaku now then. Sprays out to Porto. I'm wondering when they're going to make any changes, Chelsea, because it's not working for them. Oh, he's gone past Tierney again, though. This could be dangerous. Reece James. It's Conte again. James giving away. Oh, what a save. That was a chance. And here we go again. Oh my god, they just look so short at the back. And there's a gap. Has Smith Rowe got the legs? Oh, he tried being clever and Mendy wasn't having any of it. That would have just summed it up. And another interception. Oh, and Kante's through this time. He's had a bad touch. And Ramsdale straight on him. And now here we go. Some subs will come on. We're going to make some changes. And look at this view. So we got Partey, Lacazette, and Saka gone off. Maitland-Niles coming on as CDM. Pepe out on the right wing. And Aubameyang is coming on up front. Could this be his last appearance in an Arsenal shirt? It would be fitting if it was. To go out with a win. Who knows? Tierney out wide. Sends one in. It's Aubameyang! Oh my god, I thought it was going to be his first touch. Something fantastic. And he's battling. He's hungry out there. Really strange from Chelsea that Conte is literally playing like a cam for them. When they've got players on the bench who could come on and fill that role and look much more comfortable attacking. But they've stuck with it. He has made good space and good runs, but not enough to stop an absolutely dominant performance from Arsenal today. I'm so amazed, so proud. That is the way to start against one of the big guns. It couldn't have gone any better. Wow. And we'll have a quick look at the player ratings after that game, and look who is top of the ratings. Lacazette again. He was second last game, but he's top this game. 2 goals for Arsenal today. Wow. He was just phenomenal, and he's someone who really is saying, I don't want to leave the club. I can be your main striker. Ramsdale got a 9.2 to be fair. Anything that came at him, he made some good saves. Maybe a little bit kind with that rating. Didn't have loads and loads to do, but he was solid. He did what he needed to do. He made a couple of good saves. He was quick off his line a couple of times. That's exactly what we want Ramsdale doing. Martinelli, again, a solid performance. Got a goal. That's 2 and 2 for him. And he was always a threat whenever he picked it out. And look at this now. Smith Rowe really shining today. And look at his heat map. Up and down that pitch. You've got to say faultless from him. And Saka coming in a 5th place position. Followed then by a range of defensive players, which just stopped Lukaku in his tracks today. Brilliant all-round team performance. Very happy with that. Transfer update for you. Callum Chambers has decided it's his time to move on. A 5.3 million move to Hoffenheim, which I think is just really good for all parties. And that's somewhere now right back that we might be looking to fill the gap he's left behind. Good luck to Callum on his future. So weighing up these 3 players that we have listed. Declan Rice I'm going to rule out for transfer fee. Just be too much, and he's one of the slower ones. So I just don't see the value in going crazy money-wise on him when there's a few positions we want to fill potentially, and he's someone who doesn't fit the kind of speed role we wanted. Benaher could come back. However, I am going to edge towards Basuma because I do like Thomas Partey. I just think he's a bit older, lacks a bit of pace. He's not going to get any quicker now. He's only going to get slower. And Basuma's pretty much like for Partey, but he is a bit quicker and he's younger. And he's got Premier League experience already, which that's kind of, tops him over Benaher there. So we're going to make a move for Basuma, and we're going to see how they're feeling on a kind of 20 to 30 million transfer bid. So let's go into the transfer proceedings and see how they react to us making a move. So we'll go straight into it. We'll have a look what we've got kind of player swap wise, see if there's anyone they might be interested in. Looking at the players here, Granit Xhaka is someone who kind of jumps out for me. He's not someone that I think, has a massive future for me. He's 28, he's one of the older players, he's slow, he definitely can't play in a 1 in a CDM, and he can't move up into cam. So let's see how they feel about Granit Xhaka being part of the deal. We are going to have to offer some money as well. So let's say, we're valuing Xhaka at 13.5 million. So if we go, let's do something, that really goes in their favour. Let's say 20 million and Xhaka. So it's an overall value of 33.5 million. Let's see what they say about this. Wow, so they like that. Graham Potter can see that Xhaka is a quality player still. He's got great experience at the top level of the Prem, and he's a like-for-like change for Bissouma in a positional role anyway. So we're straight on to negotiations with the player now. This is getting exciting. Can we get the deal done? Right, so the agent wants to know if he can be an important player in the team, and of course I'm going to accept that because it's going to be him and Partey battling it out for that position. Role agreed. How many years in the contract? So let's go for a 3-year contract because that would take him to 27. And then you can see what happens after that, see if he's done well. They are happy with that. I'm going to disregard a release clause because I don't really want someone big coming in and buying him if he does improve a lot, like I think he can. And we're on to salary. So let's see. He's on a 43k salary at the moment, so we can definitely bump that up a bit. We'll put 65 in there just to make sure. We'll give him a signing on bonus of, let's say, 500k. Let's see what he says to that. And they're happy. The signature's in place. Bissouma is now an Arsenal player. Wow. That has gone extremely well. And if we go into the squad now, let's see what we can do. Of course, Partey is still my first choice. So Bissouma will come in. Let's move him up stats-wise. He is going to be number 1 in our reserves for rating. So, of course, he's not going to be a reserve player. But just to show why he wouldn't be, why he's that next step up for us for sure. So, positional-wise, we got to pick between a couple here. We got Maitland-Niles and Zambi La Conga, who are the CDMs on the bench, I'd say. Kenny, of course, is a right back, but Maitland-Niles could also play right back. So for me, it's between Kenny and Zambi La Conga. What I'm going to do, because Kenny's just joined the team, I think he's someone who can, fit in straight away at right back if needed. La Conga's down the pecking order a little bit, so I'm going to bring Bissouma onto the bench. Unfortunately, Zambi La Conga will drop down. He's only a few down in the reserves. Mari and Elney are 2 players that we're potentially going to move on in the future. So, he's first choice in the reserves there, and he's only young, so that's a good position to be. Bissouma, looking at his rating on the bench, he jumps up to our kind of 4th position there, which it shows his quality on our bench. And okay, he's five ratings below Partey at the moment, but he's going to be offering that extra bit of speed, that youth, and I'm really excited. I'm really pleased with that transfer. Well then, another player who's up on the transfer list was Pablo Mari, 27 years of age. He was brought into Arsenal as a real backup option, I believe. Arteta kind of coached him at Man City at his time there, but I really don't see why he was brought in, really, apart from being that real last resort. Not someone who's going to feature in my squad at all. He hasn't got the pace. He's very slow. Age is against him now as well. And his rating's only 75. So we've had a transfer offer now, 5.6 million. These clubs have been really kind on their transfer offers. And it's Udinese, another Italian team coming in for one of our players. And of course, That's a no-brainer for me. That's an offer accepted, and we'll see if he'll move on now to Udinese. Now then, third game of the season. It's against Man City. One of the big hitters in the league again after that huge win against Chelsea at home. I would be shocked if this goes the same way in a kind of route for Arsenal. However, if we take that form over, you never know. I look at the Man City team they're going with. Very interesting. They play Mahrez through the middle up front, which, okay, it might be a false 9 role, but why would you not play Jesus up front when he's a natural striker, or even Sterling before Mahrez? But that's what they're going for. They put Jesus out on the wing and Sterling on the left. Sterling is outstanding in FIFA 22, so he's going to be a real threat. They got Gundogan and De Bruyne. I don't have to say anything about those players. And then Rodri sitting. So it's quite a similar formation to ours. The only difference is De Bruyne and Gundogan are a bit more defensive, and Mahrez is a false 9. So same sort of formation though, just a bit deeper. Cancelo, Carvajal, they've brought in on transfer from Real Madrid. Very exciting there to fill that right back role. They obviously didn't feel Walker was strong enough. And Diaz and Laporte then at centre backs, and Edison of course in goal. Looking at our squad today, there is some tired legs. There was some international duty between Chelsea game and this one, so you can see our attacking players have got a bit of fatigue. So we've got to start them still. There's not enough to take them out of the team. This is such a big game, I can't afford to not start them. But it might mean in the next game, if it comes too quick, we might have to do a bit of rotation. So that's why these transfers are going to be key to getting a couple more players, I think. But let's get into this game, and wow, third game of the season, we're already at the Etihad against probably the title favourites, if not Liverpool. Yeah, wish us luck. Man City will kick us off then. Lacazette leading the line for us again. Wow, you know, that's a shock. 3 goals in 2 games already for him. He's just made an unbelievable start to the season in Aubameyang's absence, really. So Man City have come up pretty quick there, down the left. We didn't see a lot of wing play from Chelsea in the first game, so let's see how we can defend against, you know, the pace of Sterling and Jesus on the wings. Partey, not too comfortable on the ball, as you can see. Odegaard finds himself out wide. Can we whip him back? Oh, it's found to throw. He's got a little gap to get in the box. What a save from Edison. That would have been a brilliant goal. The amount of passes we put in there was outstanding. Still up forward, Tierney. Now a huge ball whipped out wide to Sterling, and Tomiyasu, he's been done. Gabriel stretched out. Oh, that's a disaster. I don't know what was happening there. We're going to have to look again. Sterling absolutely skinned Tomiyasu, which I was worried about coming into this game. The ball came in. It took a bit of a block off Gabriel as we look here. He had to push him. Fell to De Bruyne. Oh, Partey. Can I blame him there? Probably not. The ball hit him. He couldn't get rid of it, and De Bruyne followed up. And wow. Man City showing their quality on the break there. The ball whipped out. I think it was from Rodri to Sterling. Totally cut us apart. And Tomiyasu made the mistake of diving in. And we're behind then. And now we're going to have to show what we can do. Now then, Martinelli hasn't done much yet in this game. What can he do? Oh, he's well caught there. That's why they brought Carvajal in. City going forward. That's whipped out really wide to Jesus. Tomiyasu, that's a great clearance. We're up against it here though. They come again. Kevin De Bruyne straight at Ramsdale. That's poor from him. Whew. Man City showing their quality early on in this game. Now I've really got to get someone like Gabriel Martinelli in this. Oh, wow. Smith Rowe seemed to take out the defender there, and it's really helped him, but they've just got back so quick. Partey. Saka, hardly been involved. Beats his man. Lacazette's not going to get up above those City centre-halves. That's where a bigger striker might be what we need in this club. Half-time then, we are 1-0 down. I'd probably say that's about fair scoreline. They've had a couple of decent chances. It's been very tight though. There's no huge gulf in quality, which I was a bit worried about. Sterling is definitely the threat down that left-hand side for them. Tommy's had a bit of a difficult first half. As you can see as well, those cams for us are looking tired now. Let's have a quick look at our half-time options. Of course, we've got Aubameyang on the bench. Someone who's in talks with Ajax, though. Do we want to bring someone who might be, their head's in another place? Is he really going to make a difference? Pepe really is our only attacking option for the midfielders. Smith Rowe, Odegaard are going to probably be the two that will have to look to be sub first. Pepe is the most likely to come on. Of course, then we've got Bissouma on the bench, but he's a more defensive player. Unless I feel Partey's getting run out of the game, Bissouma's not going to make that impact we need. So it shows that we have got a bit of a gap in quality in this team in midfield. We definitely need to bring someone in. So that's alerted me to that today massively with those players getting tired. So let's get into the second half and see if we can pull it back.
So into the second half, and Arsenal with a bit of work ahead of them.
Ready, Saka core. I think the tired legs are showing you against Man City's pace. Oh, and they could be in early. Gabriel can't get there. They are. What a save by Ramsdale. I thought it was 2 straight away. Mahrez, and that's maybe why Jesus should be up top. Well, I think it's time that we look at our bench. Not that we have many options. Smith Rowe has taken a knock, so I think Pepe is going to be our only real option there. I'm going to swap Odegaard to more left-sided cam, and then Pepe on the right. I could bring in Saka into the middle more, but I think being that tired now later on, it might be better just to leave him out wide. He's not going to be up to the fast pace of the middle of the pitch that the Man City are really dominating us in at the moment. I think Pepe will add that extra bit of speed there. Otherwise, we haven't got too many options. I think Aubameyang is going to have one last go as an Arsenal player potentially again. He hasn't signed yet for Ajax. It's not a done deal, but we are going to have to bring him on here. We're desperate at the moment. What could he do on the left wing? That's where he was playing a bit for Arsenal, and he did well cutting in. So, yep, and I think, to be honest, I'm going to bring Bissouma on just because tired legs are kicking in now. So Bissouma will make his full Premier League debut for us. And yeah, that really shows how much we're lacking strength and depth. Aubameyang, someone who's potentially leaving. Bissouma just coming on because Partey's tired, not because it's a strategical change at all, really, to help us win the game. And Pepe out of position probably. So yeah, we are going to have to dive in that transfer window and try and recruit some backup players for especially attacking roles. Oh, Jesus, probably going to try and run Tierney, go to Sandin up. Oh, they've caught us the gap again. Oh, they've tried a shot when Sterling had space. That was a big mistake. Here's Bissouma then. First touches as Arsenal player. He whips it out wide to Saka, to Pepe. That's a nice one too with Lacazette. Now then, here he is. Aubameyang. Could this be his last game for Arsenal? Oh, he hit a good shot, Oh, Tierney's done by Foden. Oh, he's left him in his wake. Tierney is not slow, but I think his legs are really lead-like now late on. Here go Man City. Bissouma can't get near. They've scooped one wide. Wow. We are looking tired out there now. Man City's just pace on the wings is really hurting us. Now Pepe, quick onto Lacazette. Here's Odegaard. Pepe's making the burst here, and Odegaard's found him. What's he going to do? He's gone round him. What have we just seen? Pepe with the most audacious chip. His right foot. I didn't even know he had a right foot. What a time to score, and what a way to score. That was unbelievable from Pepe. What an impact off the bench. And he's saying, I can play in that central role for you, no problem. Wow. That was unbelievable. And that has put us back in the game. There's a few minutes left. Surely not. Surely we haven't got a winner in this one as well, like the Brentford game. Oh, Pepe nicked it, but the final whistle goes. And to be fair, we're going to take that point and we're going to be very happy. And having a quick look at the player ratings, it wasn't our best game at all. You can see Man City totally really, outplayed us. And we've got low player ratings today. However, some big one there to stand out. Nicolas Pepe coming on as a right cam, got a 7.6 rating and the equalising goal, which got us a draw in the end. Wow, he stepped up and said, give me a chance. Ramsdale again, solid. Okay, he conceded a goal he couldn't really do much about. But other than that, he was clean and calm again. Following up then, Odegaard got an assist today for that equalising goal. I said we wanted more out of him, and to be fair, he's done it there. Actually moving over to the left-sided attacking midfield role is where he got his assist from, so maybe something to think about. And following up then, we got Ben White in defence, another solid performance from him. He's always in that top 5 at the moment, or near enough too, so really exciting for him. And Saka again, coming up 5th, didn't have the most lively game, but he was involved, got tired towards the end. Like Smith Rowe, fatigue really kicked in, so yeah. And, Aubameyang came on, he had a couple of runs, but didn't really make a huge impact that we needed him to. We'll be happy though to take a draw away from that. First 3 games we finished there with a win against Brentford, a huge win against Chelsea, and a draw against Man City. We've taken 7 points out of 9 in that hard first 3 games of the season. Having a quick glance at the table, Arsenal currently sit in 3rd place. If we go up, Leicester are the team who are only ones at 100%. 3 games, 3 wins for them. 8 goals scored, only 3 conceded. So they're the highest scoring team and one of the lowest conceding teams. So that's why they're top. Man City, we broke their winning run there with that draw. Like they did to ours, of course, but they won't be happy. And then following up behind there, Everton on the same amount of points, 7 as us and Man City. Chelsea are in 5th at the moment. And then, wow, look at Liverpool really struggling in 7th place. We've only got 4 points out of a possible 9. We go down further. Wow. Tottenham and Man United, 11th and 12th in the league. They've only got 1 win between them. They have only played 2 games though, so they've got a game in hand. But if they don't win those, they're going to be trailing behind already. We'll drop right to the bottom then. Norwich, rock bottom. 3 games, 3 losses. 1 goal scored and 8 conceded. That's a really bad looking -7 for them. Rock bottom. Newcastle just above them. So very similar to real life, the way the league's going at the moment. But Wolves, actually, they've played only 2, but they're on 0 points as well. So yeah, that's scary for those 3 teams on 0 at the moment. Having a quick look at the top scorers. Kevin De Bruyne is top on 3 goals in 3 matches. Obviously, there is a host of other players on that as well, including, look at that, Alexandre Lacazette, 3 goals in 3 games. And then we've got Rodrigo, Vardy, who you'd expect to be up there. Ivan Toney, fair play to him, he's got 3 goals for newly promoted Brentford, so they'll be loving that. And then the likes of Sterling, Trossard, Tielemans, a bit of a shock one there, and wow, he's made a move to Liverpool, which is massive, so he must be getting a bit more of attacking opportunity as well. And then some of the big names you can see, Ronaldo, he's only managed to get 1 goal in his first 2 games. They'll be wanting a lot more out of him moving forward. An exciting day in the world of football, yes. It's transfer deadline day and it's our first one as Arsenal. So we've got 10 hours left of the transfer window. There's still loads of business that could happen in and out of Arsenal. Let's dive into it. Of course, Aubameyang still in talks of Ajax. Will any other clubs come in for him transfer deadline day when they know he is someone that we're happy to move on? Are any of our other players going to get transfer offers? We've got a few on the transfer list. To be honest, though, a lot depends around Aubameyang if we're going to bring in another striker or not. If he doesn't move on, it's unlikely we will. But if he does make a move on transfer deadline day, we're going to have to make a quick move for a striker. So let's dive a couple of hours in and see if there's any business. However, there's a couple of positions I'd potentially like to fill out as well. So there could be some real business from us. The right wing back position was somewhere that I was looking to strengthen. especially with Callum Chambers now leaving the club. With 5 hours left of transfer deadline day, and time is definitely whittling down. Aubameyang is still with us. He's still hanging on in there. He could well have a future with Arsenal for at least this season, it looks like, or at least for the next 6 months until the next window in January. So I'm going to push on and make a move for Joachim Mail. He's a Dane. He's an international for them. His positioning is very strange. He can play right wing back, left midfield, or right midfield. But what I like about him is that pace is top notch. 86 acceleration, 91 sprint speed. He's got good jumping, amazing stamina. Right wing backs are going to need good stamina, of course. So he's got 90 stamina. He's fairly strong, good reactions. His attacking position is 76. Nothing we're too majorly concerned about. But look, his technical stats as well: ball control, dribbling, crossing, short passing. He's got all the stats that I need for someone who's not the most attacking wing back, but can operate, in a 5 at the back if we ever change to that. But he's going to be more of a defensive wing back for me. So we're going to make a move on this guy right now, rated between 14 and 20 million. I'd like to try and get 15, 16 if we can, so I'm going to try and be a bit cheeky and go in low. Let's see what we can do. So we'll test the waters straight away. We'll go in with a 15 million and see what they're saying. He's only 24 years old, so they might want a little bit more for him. We'll see. Wow. So they've come back with, we'll take 6 million. But also Martinelli, and of course that ain't gonna happen. Martinelli's one of my top players going forward and right now, so that's definitely not gonna happen. So it looks like they're in the market for a winger. Unfortunately, we haven't got the position to be offering wingers as part of this deal. We're shorter wingers, so I'm basically gonna have to up my offer quite a bit, it seems like. So let's push. Let's go in at 20 million. We offered 16 and they wanted a player as well. If we go 20, it's probably going to, get this over the line, I would hope. And it has. Yeah. So we went in a lot heavier than we wanted. They weren't messing around. They know his potential. But we've got the transfer fee agreed. Let's see if the player will make his move across to us now from his club to England. So straight away, he wants to be an important member of the squad. To be fair, like Basuma coming in alongside Partey, this guy is going to be pushing Tomiyasu for that starting spot. Again, 24, it's like Basuma, so I'm going to offer 3 years. They're happy with that. Disregard the release clause. We don't want any of that messing around coming in from other clubs when he starts playing really well for us. And he wants only 32,000 salary. And a 310,000 bonus for signing, and after 15 appearances he wants $500,000, which that's no problem for me. That's an easy deal. We've smashed through on that, and we have another player joining our club, and the rebuild, and the second since we've started. So let's go and have a quick look where he'll fill into the squad. Again, he'll probably be starting out on the bench for us. He's the same rating as Tomiyasu, which is great. Both of them are actually quite young, Mail is 24, and Tomiyasu, I believe, he's even younger again. He's 22. I thought Tomiyasu was 24 as well, but no, he's 22. So we've got 2 really good prospects now at right back. We'll move him up to the squad like we do always. And as you can see, this is where he kind of lies. He'll be, again, our top player in the reserves. But what we will do is, I'm sorry, Kenny, who's actually come in as part of the deal, he wasn't a player that I went out to sign. He was just part of a swap deal that sounded good for me, and there we go. He will take Kenny's place on the bench. Kenny will drop down a little bit, but by no means Kenny can still be a good squad player for us when we need him, and that strengthens our bench a bit more again. So I'm happy with that transfer. And with only 3 hours remaining of the transfer deadline day now, we are being forced into some moves here that really wasn't something I wanted to do, but we haven't got the scouting done required to be making moves for players quite yet in kind of wing roles. With Aubameyang still on the books, I can't make a move for a striker quite yet, which is disappointing. However, one player that I've always enjoyed seeing is Ricky Pewig. Barcelona, he's known as more of a central midfielder, but he can fill in as that cam role, and that's probably where he'll be more likely to play for me if I was to acquire him. We're going to go in for a transfer, yet, 22 years old, 75 rating. He's still got a lot to offer. They've put a 25.3 million release clause on him. I'm hoping we can get him for a little under that. I wouldn't want to be stretching us that far for someone who wasn't maybe one of my first choice players to go for, but I feel we need to get that strength in depth now. He can definitely play as a cam or a deep, kind of centre midfield role if we were desperate. So let's go in and see what we can make do in the negotiations with Barca. So straight away we'll have a look. Is there any players we can swap midfielder wise? We aren't exactly, we're not overloaded with midfielders, but one that could potentially be part of some kind of deal, whether they would do it, I'm not sure, is Elneny. We'll put him in because he's really not going to be someone that's going to get many games for us, and he's not that versatile. We'll offer a transfer fee on top, and we'll go in with 15 million and Elneny. Let's see what they say to that. It's not a bad deal. Wow, they've taken it. So Barca are a team, to be fair. I thought it was worth testing the waters. They're a team that aren't, got much strength and depth themselves, and they will really need some experience in that team right now. They're losing a lot of games. They're not the Barca of old, and they have jumped at getting Elneny as part of this deal. So they obviously see Elneny's kind of defensive, solid, hard-working player type as something that's going to actually help them. And I think they realised with that money coming in for Pewig they couldn't really turn it down. So what we'll do is we'll offer him an important role because he will be fighting for that cam slot as well alongside Smith Rowe and Odegaard. He's happy with that, of course. We're going to go with a 4-year deal because he's only 22, so we'll tie him down till he's 26, which they're happy. They don't want a release clause, of course. That sounds good to me. Let's see if they've got any certain demands. Right, okay, they're putting it in my hands for the wages and the signing bonus. He's on 72,000 at the moment, so we're probably going to have to, go near that. We'll have to bump up to 80, which is quite a lot. But, that's what he wants. And we'll chuck in, let's say, a 600 signing bonus. Will that get it over the line? They're very happy. And welcome to Arsenal, our third signing, second on deadline day. And wow, I didn't expect us to be making so many moves this early in the season, but it's kind of, it's obvious we needed to bring in some of these backup players, or even players that might force their way into the team not too long at all. Here is Pewig. Again, of course, he'll be rocking up those reserve ratings. To be fair, though, our reserves are getting stronger now. We got 5 70 rated players in the reserves now, which is brilliant. Pewig, 75. Where can we fit him in? So, at the moment, Aubameyang is staying put with Arsenal, it seems. Maitland-Niles is still there. However, we've brought in Basuma. We've got cover at fullback now. Maitland-Niles, unfortunately, is someone that can be replaced on the bench, and I needed someone a bit more attacking in this bench because we just only have Aubameyang and Pepe, and one of those might be leaving. So bringing Pierre in now, that gives us an extra cam, an extra more attacking central midfielder if needed. Maitland-Niles, unfortunately, you're the one to lose out. Someone I thought might get some quite good chances with this season, but he's going to have to make do with being a real backup player. So that's how it looks at the moment with 3 hours to go in the deadline day. Is there anything else that's going to happen? Let's see. With transfer deadline day over, Aubameyang is still an Arsenal player. The move to Ajax fell through. He didn't want it. and no other clubs made their move on deadline day, hoping they could secure maybe a cheaper deal. He stays as an Arsenal player. Oh, that's interesting now. With Lacazette firing, Martinelli and Saka on the flanks definitely not going to be losing their place anytime soon. Aubameyang's going to have to make do with a position on our bench. And is that somewhere he's going to be motivated enough to really kick on and get back in that starting team? Is his head already somewhere else? The deals fell through with Ajax and Barcelona. Might be over financial situations, might be that he still believes Arsenal's a place for him. It's all very unclear at the moment. But for now, he remains an Arsenal player, and that answers that question of would he move on had we seen him in an Arsenal shirt for the last time. What can he offer then going forward for us? Of course, I believe in giving people second chances. He hasn't done anything wrong at all for us. He just, it looked like it was right for him to move on, but maybe not. The fate has decided that he's going to stay with us, and that's what will happen. So, yeah, we'll move on in this season, and Aubameyang, for at least now, will be part of that. Now then, just as I think Aubameyang's not leaving the club, for some reason Sevilla have decided to leave it till after deadline day to put a transfer offer in for Aubameyang. And it's just under 30 million, which isn't bad at all for the amount of money to bring in another striker, an up-and-coming striker that's going to bang in 20, 30 goals for us in a season. 30 million is a good amount of money. And to be honest, I'm again going to accept this offer. It was lower than Ajax's, unfortunately, by about 4 mil. By about 3 mil, actually. But it's still a good offer, and maybe it's meant to have happened like this. I can't turn down 30 million for someone I'm not sure has got a future with the club. And he was 32 years old. If I leave it till January, if I leave it till next season, he could walk away on a free in the future, and I don't get any transfer fee, or he could go for a lot less again in, 6 months to a year when he's gone down in rating and he's a bit older. What is he actually going to offer us this season? I'm not sure much at all. 30 million, I'm accepting that offer. And the question's up in the air again. Is Aubameyang going to stay as an Arsenal player, or is he moving? We'll have to see in the next episode. We will finish there for the episode 2. I really hope you enjoyed it. I think we've made some good progress. The 2 games we've seen in episode 2, we stuffed Chelsea 3-0. They were nowhere near us, the level we played at. Lukaku was just in Ben White's pocket all game. Kante was actually the most deadly player, and that kind of tells you something. Very strange performance from Chelsea. I thought they were going to cause us all sorts of problems. Lukaku with crosses in as well, but we dealt with them. We beat them 3-0, and that's just an unbelievable result so early on in the season. Next, we came up against Man City and got a brilliant point there at the Etihad. They were did outplay us. Fatigue was coming in, but we really stood up and got that leveller through Pepe off the bench. So he's really, thrown his name in the mix of wanting to get in that starting lineup. But also, we brought in 2 players in this window, in this episode. We brought in Mail, who's going to be fighting for the right back position, with Tomiyasu. We've brought in Basuma, which is a massive transfer, to fight Partey for CDM. And we have actually bought a third on deadline day, which is Ricky Pewig from Barcelona. And he's going to fill in as a backup to our cams. Odegaard and Smith Rowe getting very tired in that last game really cost us, Didn't cost us. We got a point, which is an amazing result. But you could see we couldn't get up to their level. We couldn't keep up with them the whole 90 minutes. Because they were tired, and we need someone that can come in there and fill in for them, and someone who can grow in this team. He's still young, he's 75 rated, he's going to be a good player for us. We have seen Xhaka move on, we've seen Cam Chambers move on, so the rebuild is really underway here. But the big talk about is Aubameyang. He's still an Arsenal player, however a bid has come in after deadline day, which means he could still, move on, but in January. So he might have 6 months with us, and then he's on his way to Spain. So we'll see what happens in episode 3. The next game we've got is Norwich. We'll have a quick look at who's to come after that, so you know what to expect. So we have Norwich at home at the Emirates, followed by Burnley away. So 2 games against teams that we really want to beat. If we got 6 points in the next 2 games, we'd be really at the top of that table still. Leicester, of course, 100% from them so far, so we're chasing them. But we're not far behind at all. And you can see Man City right at the top, and Everton, one of the shock ones as well, in 4th place. So next episode, we'll see how our new signings fit. They're all on the bench at the moment, but they're pushing for that starting team. So I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of them in the next few games. And yeah, if there's any players you'd like me to potentially look at bringing in January, please let me know. We now have time to scout players before January. We got a few months. We got cut a bit short on our scouting kind of teams, what they brought back to us for this deadline day. So I'm not going to jump for players that I'm not sure what their ratings are, what they can bring to the team. We're going to scout them thoroughly, and hopefully in January now we'll be able to bring in maybe some more players if we need them to. If Aubameyang goes, I want to bring in a striker. So let me know in the comments if there's any strikers you really think we should go for. Isaac, Vlahovic, like in real life, he's someone I'm very excited about seeing. Those are 2 players that are linked with Arsenal. Both of them look really good in this game. So should I move for one of them? Or is there someone else I'm missing that we should go for? All exciting stuff to come. So as I said, any comments, any tips, anything you'd like me to do, anything I'm missing, put them in the comments. Say hello. I'll come back to you in the comments, and I'll also put your comments in the next episode and we'll talk about them. Leave a like rating if you enjoyed the video. And if you're looking forward to the next one, let me know. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're up to about 27 subs, which is absolutely amazing. I've only just started this YouTube journey with my FIFA series and also my Henry vs Horror. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. If you like horror and you want to see me jump, that's the place to go. But yeah, great amount of subs already, loads of views and loads of comments and support. Thank you very much, guys. Tune in next time if you want to see more, and I'll see you soon.